Good morning, YouTube world. Just thought I would put a message out there in regards to this whole US 2016 election. Me not being in the US but being in the world is very interesting and relevant to myself. So I thought I would just share one or two things. And in regards to the election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, one thing that has been emphasized more than in any other recent election, I believe, is just the standard of the candidates, how bad they are both. And it's really been, you know, it's really descended really the election into the lesser of two evils, or the least worst choice. It's not something like we're choosing you because we want you. It's sort of we're choosing you because you're better off than the other person, or the other is much worse than you, so you will do. But it's not. It's an odd one, isn't it? I'm only 27 years of age, so I don't have too much experiences. But in recent history, I believe this is quite a marker, you know. And of course, it's not to, be surprised by that, because it is a very, very different time now to 4 years ago. Now we are more into the Aquarian age than we would have been 4 years ago. So in terms of, the dates, the start date of this new age, coming from the age of Pisces, fish, to the age of Aquarius, air. Of course, there is different ideas, different beliefs on the start date when it transfers. And of course, I don't think you can ever pinpoint a specific date or time, because that's not how the cyclicality of life is. It's more like a light dimmer. So, as I said, 2016 will be more Aquarian than 2012 if Aquarian age had not begun, or had begun by 2012. So regardless of that. And what you're going to find now, as we are seeing really, is just that people are more politically savvy. People are more wise. They're less willing to just take what you say at face value, I believe. That's what I've noticed in myself as well as in others. People are more engaged, younger people. It's a different kettle of fish now. Coming into the Aquarian age, you're going to find that politics has changed, not because anyone has forced that change, but simply because the times and seasons and everything change. And as above, so as below. So yeah, I mean, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump. If you ask me, I'd vote for Donald Trump, simply because I know what's going on metaphysically. Not that I'm a great fan of Donald Trump or I'm a great fan of Hillary Clinton. But for me, as I've said in other videos, Hillary Clinton represents the old school. Donald Trump, by virtue of him being alternative, represents the new school. But it doesn't necessarily mean he is, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people have taken it for granted, our Aquarian-esque heads, and they're not applying it quite yet. But you're seeing more and more slowly and slowly, because everything's gradual. So 4 years ago, the election was really not like this. We had someone who was a clear favorite, not only in terms of the media, but in terms of clout, I think. And I don't know, I've just never got the feeling that I've got from this election. The overall vibe I get from everything, from media to people, is almost like a joke. It's almost like choosing between a Ford and an MG. You're probably going to select the Ford, right? But if you had a choice, you'd love a Bentley or an Aston Martin. That's basically what the election is this year. So, as I said, we are coming into a new age. We are leaders, each and every one of us anyway. So you're going to find more and more as we go into this age. So in the next 4, and then in the next 8, in the next 12, and so forth. In 40 years' time, you'll see it'll be a completely different landscape politically. And that's because people by then would have realized that, hey, I am just as capable at leading myself as this other person who doesn't know me personally is. So that's what you're going to find happening, really. just the unraveling of the status quo, the unraveling of this idea that we are sheep who need to be led by a shepherd. We are our own shepherds. We are our own priests. So the more and more of us becoming conscious and aware of that, you will find the more and more push and pull there will be. People like Hillary Clinton and no other politicians who buy into this idea that they are better and they are more capable at running the world than us. You'll find that they will have troubles in these coming times. But it's all good. It's all love. It's all part of the purpose, all part of the master will, all part of the story which we go through, and that's why it's so interesting and so exciting. I'm just going to say that I think Hillary Clinton will win simply because of the status quo. But if I'm proved wrong and Donald does win, it'll be a great thing for me personally, because I will really be seeing the changes happening that I'm explaining from a metaphysical standpoint. And I've not really gone into why and what it is exactly, but I'm just keeping on the surface in terms of my explanation. So we're going into a new vibe, or we are in a new vibe, getting more into it, and you're going to feel more elements coming out of that. And that is us being more clued up and more streetwise in the political field as a public. So you're going to find that politicians will one day become obsolete, because we'll all have equal footing. No one will be above, no one will be below. It will all be on an equal footing. That's what our Lord Jesus Christ said. Amen.